What's good, guys? You're here with Jono for another quick math lesson. Today we're going to look at how to add and subtract algebraic terms, specifically ones that are like. Okay, so a term is just a part of a mathematical sentence. So if you have 3 plus 7, the 3 is a term and a 7 is a term. Okay, so everything within our mathematical sentence, we can just call one part of it a term. So you've got two different types. The first one is called like terms. This means that they are exactly the same, right, with their pronumerals. So if you've got the exact same pronumerals or the same letters, you're going to have like terms. Or they can be unlike, which makes sense. And this is just where the letters are different between each one of the terms. So for example, if you've got 3a plus 2a, the easiest way that I think about this is with fruit, which is obviously pretty stupid, but it works for me. So if I had 3 apples and then got given another 2 apples, I would obviously have 5 apples. Oh, I've spelled apples wrong. This is maths, so that doesn't matter. So for this one, because we're talking about the same fruit in both terms, so the 3a plus 2a, I can just plus those together like normal. So the answer to this equation, 3a plus 2a, is equal to 5a. And that's all the working out I have to do. That is done, okay? So we can only add and subtract terms if they have the exact same pronumerals or the exact same letters. So just a couple of little disclaimers on that. A square, so a squared is different to a. And I've got written there, x squared is not the same as x. So these are actually unlike. Even though it's the same letter, if you have any type of power that is different, it becomes unlike. The only exception to this is that the order of letters doesn't matter, and that's because multiplication works either way. So an example of this is that 4AB is the same as 4BA or the same as BA4. That doesn't really matter, but as long as the letters or the pronumerals are exactly the same, you're totally in the clear. So these ones are like. So we're just going to see another example of why it's kind of stupid to add these if they're not the same pronumeral. So again, if you had 3 apples and then someone gave you 2 bananas, you wouldn't say, I've got 5 apple bananas. That doesn't make any sense, right? You haven't just got a new fruit. You would say, oh, I've got 3 apples and 2 bananas. That's actually the full answer for this. So you don't even have to do any maths. The correct answer to simplifying this question is I've got 3 apples and 2 bananas. And that's it. So this is one of the examples where algebra is actually much easier than regular maths. You don't have to do anything if these terms aren't like. All right, just one more example. If you've got 7 bananas and you eat 2 of them, how many are you left with? We know that that would be 5 bananas. So all you have to do, if the terms are exactly the same, is perform addition and subtraction on the numbers like you normally would. So this would be equal to 5b, full marks, okay? Sometimes your teacher is going to make it harder, okay? Those first examples are pretty cruisy, but your teacher's going to make it a little bit more difficult. The thing that I would highly recommend is to underline the like terms in the same color. So if you've got one of those 4-colored pens, I would highly recommend using it for any of these examples. So in this, I've got x, so 7x. And that is like terms with this 3x. But the big pro tip here is that you have to include the operator in front of the term or to the left of the term. So we have to include this minus. This minus is attached to the 3. They're best buds. So just make sure that you are including that with it. So once I've got those x's, I can also see that this y with that plus and this y with that plus are also like terms. So all you've got here is the same skill that we were practicing just before, but we've got to do it twice. So we're going to do it with the x's first. So for this one, the first step of my equation is my two x's. So I've got 7x minus 3x, and that's where that first operator in front of the 3x is really important. That's actually where most of my students get this step wrong, is that they forget to add that operation sign that's out the front. So that's equal to 4x. Then we've got the two y's, and we're going to add those together because both of them are plus 2y's. So that gives us 4y. And then I'm going to put these into a last final sentence. So we've got 4x plus 4y, and that is our final answer. So you can do it in the one step from straight here. Okay, if you are able to do this straight away, we've got 7x minus 3x, you can just do that and make that 4x and then plus 4y. That is totally fine. I really actually respect that kind of working, but if you throw those arrows in, it's just going to make it a lot clearer to yourself to make sure that you don't miss any terms, and it's going to make it really clear to your teacher in case you get something wrong. You might be able to still pick up a couple of marks. Thanks very much, guys, and I'll see you later. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Congratulations on taking some time to get better at this algebra. I know it can be a little bit difficult sometimes. If you do need some extra work, remember there are some free worksheets linked in the description below, as well as the notes that came from this video, so you don't have to pause it and scribble them down. If you do get a second, please like and subscribe to the channel because there'll be new maths videos coming out every couple of days. Thanks so much. Have a good one.